Here are today's top stories from the Pna Headlines. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. is positive towards the strengthening partnership between the Philippines and Japan in terms of defense, security, and economic matters. Marcos expressed his optimism to Japan's National Security Advisor Takeo Akiba during a courtesy call at the Malacanang Palace. The president said the partnership between Japan and the Philippines helped to strengthen their government's position in confronting various issues such as the South China Sea. The president also shared the successful ratification of the Reciprocal Access Agreement on December 16, which would improve the interoperability between the armed forces of the Philippines and Japan Self-Defense Force. For his part, Prime Minister Ishiba Shigeru conveyed through the National Security Advisor his elation over the remarkable progress in the bilateral cooperation between Japan and the Philippines. He pointed out the importance of sharing the principle of the rule of law, strengthening cooperation in maritime and economic security, and enhancing connectivity to ensure peace and stability in the Indo-Pacific region. The Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board has issued 956 special permits for public utility vehicles to address the expected surge in ridership this holiday season. LTFRB Chair Teofilo Guadis III said the special permits are expected to cater to more commuters and ensure efficient and safe travel during the holiday rush. He said the permits would be valid from December 20 until January 10, 2025. The PUVs that received special permits include buses traveling to and from the provinces. These PUVs are also allowed to apply routes aside from their original routes to augment public transportation in areas with a high volume of commuters. At the Parañaque Integrated Terminal Exchange, the average daily number of passengers traveling for the holidays has increased to 170,000 as of Friday. PITX Senior Corporate Affairs Officer Colin Calbasa said the number of commuters going to the provinces exceeded their expected daily average of 150,000. According to Calbasa, the number is expected to increase to around 180,000 to 200,000, and the influx of passengers is expected to continue until Monday. Calbasa advised passengers to contact the PITX Facebook page to check available bus companies and make advance booking for their trips. Earlier, the Metropolitan Manila Development Authority said provincial buses are allowed to use EDSA from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. starting Friday. From December 26, 2024 until January 2, 2025, provincial buses will be allowed to pass through EDSA for 24 hours. The Philippine National Police has deployed around 40,000 police officers across the country to ensure safety of passengers traveling this Christmas. PNP spokesperson Police Brigadier General Jean Fajardo said they have increased police visibility and presence all day in bus terminals, seaports, airports, and places of worship. The Bureau of Fire Protection and Armed Forces of the Philippines are also providing augmentation. Fajardo said there have been no significant untoward incidents amid the Christmas rush so far. She said passengers are enjoined to approach the assistance desks for any concern. Meanwhile, Fajardo advised commuters to take care of their belongings and look after their young children while traveling. The public may also save the contact number of the nearest police station to their homes, schools, and workplaces in case of emergencies. Motorists are reminded to check their vehicles and refrain from driving while drunk to avoid accidents. For those traveling by plane for Christmas, the Office for Transportation Security reminds the public to be mindful against carrying prohibited items in airports. Among the prohibited items are guns, ammunition, sharp-pointed objects, chemicals, and other toxic substances. Inbound and outbound passengers carrying cash are allowed to bring in and out of the country a maximum of $10,000 US. For Philippine currency, persons may bring in or out up to 50,000 pesos. OTS Administrator Crizaldo Nieves advises air passengers to check the list of prohibited items and pack their own bags to avoid these items from getting included in their luggage. Nieves is asking the passengers' cooperation and understanding amid the tightening of security. Meanwhile, the Maritime Industry Authority or MARINA has started inspecting passenger vessels traveling this holiday season. Marina Enforcement Service Director Engineer Ronald Bandalaria said this is standard operating procedure to ensure that vessels are seaworthy and safe for passengers. Marina is participating in Oplan Biyaheng Ayos 2024 in response to the influx of passengers and motorists this holiday season. It is coordinating with personnel from the Philippine Ports Authority and Philippine Coast Guard to ensure security of passengers and seaports. The agency reminds shipping companies to abide by the mandated passenger capacity to prevent overloading and accidents. In other news, the Department of Agriculture has temporarily banned the importation of live cattle and buffalo from Japan. This is amid the reported outbreak of lumpy skin disease in Japan, particularly in Maebaru, Fukuoka on November 15. Aside from live cattle and buffalo, products and byproducts are also temporarily banned, including unpasteurized milk and milk products, embryos, skin, and semen used for artificial insemination. Exempted from the ban are skeletal muscle meat, casings, gelatin and collagen, tallow hooves and horns, blood meal and flour, bovine and water buffalo bones and hides, and pasteurized milk, provided they meet the Philippine import and health standards. DA Secretary Francisco Chu Laurel Jr. said the ban is needed to protect the local cattle and water buffalo population from the LSD virus. LSD is a viral disease affecting cattle, which can lead to severe complications or death. Symptoms include fever, nodules on the skin and internal organs, significant weight loss, swollen lymph nodes, and fluid accumulation under the skin. And that's the latest and the biggest stories on the PNA Headlines. For more news updates, visit our website pna.gov.ph or our Facebook and X account, Philippine News Agency. The PNA Headlines is also streamed via the Servicio Facebook page. You may also watch the PNA Headlines through the Philippine News Agency's YouTube account and via the News and Information Bureau website under PNA News. It's 5 days before Christmas. I'm Wilnard Bacelonia. This is the PNA Headlines, bringing stories that unite the nation.